Welcome to DevOps Project Live Implementation Project HR Employee Leave Management Portal using Ansible and virtual machines. Okay, so it is one of the simple application where employee can able to apply the leaves and manager can approve or reject. Okay, this is a simple application. So technology we are using Ansible and virtual machine, and front end and back end we are using React.js and Express.js. Okay, for infrastructure we are using Terraform and Azure DevOps. Okay, let's see. So this is the project 8 of our DevOps project live implementation series. Okay, let's see. So codes for you, project title, HR Employee Leave Management Portal. Okay, this is a simple and web-based HR web-based portal. So it will containing the employee leave management system that designed to automate the process of applying the leaves and approve or rejected by the manager. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. So this is the portal. So where we have one portal we have for employees, another portal for managers. Okay. So in the employment where employee need to provide the ID and you need to apply the vacation, you need to provide the details like when you need to apply the leaves. Okay. So reason you need to mention and apply. Okay. So after applying, you will goes to the manager portal. So where manager can approve or reject. Okay, once he approve or reject, the same thing he can able to see in here. Okay, so till now we don't have any leaves. Okay, so we are not able to see. Okay, this is the application. So let's see how to build and deploy this application. Okay, so main goal is to build a secure and scalable and reliable employee leave management portal that leverage Azure cloud native services for higher performance and easy maintenance. Okay, let's see the services. What are services we are going to use? Okay, yeah. So Azure services. So front end. So we are using a web UI. So where user can able to interact with the portal and he can able to apply the leaves. Okay. So we have backend. So that will be developing with the help of Express.js. So front end is developed with the help of React.js. Okay. So backend, so it having a simple logic of approve or rejected. Okay. So employee details will be saved and it will be coming approve or rejected. Okay. So after that we are using Ansible. So this is the main tool we are going to use to deploy this application. Okay. So let's see the architecture before that. So go to desktop. Yeah, here we go. So this is the architecture of your application, your project. So we have a pipelines and we have a Ansible controller, Ansible pipeline, Ansible controller, Ansible tower, whatever it is you can call. So from the Ansible tower, you can able to build your application from here and it will be deployed in the corresponding virtual machines. Okay. So we have front end and we have back end. So it will be deploying corresponding virtual machines. Okay. This is the agenda of this project. Okay. Let's see. So we have Ansible. So this will help us to deploy your artifacts in a corresponding targeted server. Okay. So we are using Ansible playbook and we are using Ansible roles. Yeah, I will show you how to build and deploy this Ansible code also. Okay, move forward. So virtual machines. So this will secure your application and this will be up and running. We are using for both front end and back end in the same servers. Okay. So we have VNets. So we can able to access the both front end and back end with the help of a specific port only. Since we are using open port as a 80. Okay. So except 80, we closed all the ports. Okay. So you'll use the Azure DevOps. So where you can use the Azure repository and it will be once it will be triggering. So when a change is detecting, Ansible pipelines, Azure pipelines will be trigger the pipelines. Okay. So Terraform. So Terraform it will be helpful to provision your Azure resources. Okay. Let's see. So how to build and deploy this whole architecture, I will going to explain you. Yeah. So what we will be able to achieve at the end of this course. Okay. You can able to build your front end and back end application. You can deploy in the virtual machine using Ansible and Azure pipelines and virtual machines. Okay. So you can able to learn how to create virtual machines with the help of a Terraform script. Okay, with a single Terraform script, you can able to create a three multiple virtual machines. Okay, so I can able to help you how to write the Ansible playbooks and how to write the roles. Okay, so with this you can able to learn how to write the Azure pipelines for CI/CD and infra pipelines and cleanup pipeline. Okay, so with this you can able to gain a real world DevOps project that will help to your portfolio. Okay, so main agenda of this project is how to deploy the your how to deploy your application with the help of a Ansible. Okay, yeah, let's see. So architecture and tech stack walkthrough. Okay, this is the architecture of this project. So let's see. So you can see multiple components. I will open in a separate photo. Okay, here you can see multiple components. So this is the Azure DevOps part, this is the Ansible part, and this is the Azure resource part. Okay, so developer will develop the application both front end and back end, and once the code is ready, he will push to the Azure repository. And here we have Azure pipelines based upon the configurations. So we need to the pipelines will be triggering. So we have infra pipeline, we have build and deploy pipelines. Okay, in the infra pipeline, so infra pipeline will provision all your resources. Okay, this Azure resources it will be provisioning. Okay, so we have build and deploy pipeline. So with the help of a build and deploy pipeline, so you will build your application, and with the help of a deploy, so we will deploy your application with the help of a Ansible. Okay, so we need to collect all the IP addresses of your servers. So we need to enter in the inventory. We need to store in the inventory so that Ansible will have authentication for this all servers. So it will be deploying your playbooks. Ansible will be deploying your playbooks. Okay, here let's see. Let's see the full architecture. Okay, yeah. Let me explain clearly. Yeah. So here we have two pipelines, infra pipeline. So in the Azure pipelines, we have two pipelines, infra pipeline, number two, build and deploy pipeline. That means Ansible pipeline. So infra pipeline. So this infra pipeline will be deploying all your resources. Here we have three resources. So virtual mission 1, virtual mission 2, virtual mission 3. So with the help of a Terraform, we are able to deploy all these virtual missions. Okay. Once the Terraform will be deploying, so we need to collect the public IP addresses. Okay, so once you'll get the public IP addresses, so after that we need to create the Ansible playbook and Ansible roles. Okay, so let's see. So here we have Ansible roles and here we have playbooks. Okay, yeah, this is the playbook. This is the host where you need to save all your hosts here. Okay, public IP addresses of your virtual machines. Okay, so once you are entered this one, we have roles. We have backend role, we have front end role, and we have common roles. Okay, so this is a just a helper task like pre-request task. So these will install all the required tasks. Okay, so in the upcoming slide I will show you what these roles will be do. Okay, so Ansible will be taking the help of a host.yml where all having the inventory details, and we have a playbook. So in the playbooks we already mentioned all the roles. So here we have roles. So these roles will be deploying. So this role configured for make a configurations of a front end, make a configurations of a back end. So deploying your application, after deploying up and running. So that is the task I have mentioned here. So this I will explain you later. Okay, let's move forward. So with the help of Ansible pipeline, your application will be going to deploy one after one. Okay. So in the pipeline, sorry, resource group 1, resource group 2, resource group 3. So all will be deploying. So once they deploy, your application will be looks like this one. Yeah, looks like this one. Okay. This is the workflow of this application. First, the developer will develop the code, push to the repository. We have pipelines, so that will be triggering. Terraform, we have infra pipeline. We have Terraform task. So with the Terraform, with the infra pipeline, so all resources will be creating. So once we will verifying, after that we need to procure the public IP addresses. After that, we need to create the Ansible roles and Ansible playbook. Once you have created, so we have inventory file. We need to update these public IP addresses in Ansible inventory. So after that, you need to trigger the Ansible pipeline. So it will be going to deploy. It will build your application and it will take the artifact. So after that taking artifact, with the help of a Playbooks, it will be deploying in the corresponding resource group. Okay, corresponding virtual machine. Okay. So after that, Ansible will already written the script that will up to your application and run. Okay. So once the health it will check the health checkup. It will check the health. Okay. Once the health is active, so Ansible will be completing. This task will be completing. Okay. This is the main agenda of this project. How to use the Ansible. Okay. So here this is the UI. So where you need to enter. So for example, N P R U M P term. So vacation is going to take a vacations from 22, 24 season on festival, apply leave. So leave applied. Okay. So view my loves, view my leaves. So here you can able to see all the leaves. Okay, right? So now go to manager tab is there. Since this is a simple application, I kept it employee and manager in both single tab only. So in your own HR portal, they will be having separate portals. So they having a employee separate portal, manager separate portal. That means separate API. So managers will get like this. So he is the employee. So you can see is the employee and he is taking vacations on festival. So based upon your convenience, approve or reject, you need to approve. So that data will be go to the front end employee. Okay. So I am marking it as a approve. Okay. So now approve. So now go to employee. Yeah, leave my list. Here you can see. So he is the here you can see. Sorry, leave my list. Fill employee ID. Okay, what employee ID I have given? N Trump. N Trump. You my lives. Okay. So he having a his leave is approved. Okay. Let's make a new change. Sharma is work from home for total of next week. Okay. Work from home. Apply leaves. Okay, leave apply. So now go to here you can see. Okay. Sharma work from home is apply. So when go to this temple, you can filter. So N from okay, once you search it, we is having the corresponding employee details. RS Sharma, enter Sharma. Yeah, so we have details. Okay, approve or rejected. So I am rejecting. Okay, rejected. So we're gonna go to Sharma, enter details and you work for home rejected. Okay. So like this, we need to configure this application. Okay. Let's see the how to build this application with the help of a Ansible. Okay. Yeah. You understand the workflow, right? Okay. Thank you. Two, environmental setup. Okay. So before starting this project, I would like to tell you. So from project one onwards, so we are explaining the same process. So this environmental setup is common for all projects. So the tools will be vary from project to project. Okay. So in this project, we are using Node.js and Express.js. Okay. Rest of the things are same. We need to create a Azure subscription. We need to create a Azure DevOps organization. We need to create Azure repository. We need to download. So after that, we need to create the help of a Node.js. We need to create a front-end application and back-end application. With the help of Visual Studio, we need to create all folders, front-end, back-end, and IAC folder. So with the help of the Git, you need to pull and push your changes. Okay. So with the help of Azure Service Connection and Azure Service Control, you need to create an infra pipelines in Azure DevOps. Okay. Okay. So this is common for all. Okay. So you need to create organization, you need to create repository, you need to create all folders. You need to follow the standard naming conversation. you need to create a Terraform backend setup. Okay. So let's see how to create the front end and back end and Ansibles. Okay. So as you know that once the Azure DevOps organization is ready, you need to create a project, you need to create a repository. Once you have created a repository, you need to clone that repository. After that, for front end, so you need to create this command. This command will create React.js application and you can write the code. Okay. So after that you need to create the backend development. Okay. So npm install express. Okay. So this command will install your express.js application. Okay. After creating, it should be look like this. Okay. Let's see for both codes, front end and back end at a time. Go here, close this one. Yeah, you can observe this one. Standard naming conversation we have followed. So Azure pipelines, where all the pipelines will be storing. So Ansible, where Ansible, all the code related to Ansible, it will be stored in this folder. Okay, backend. So backend data will be stored in the backend folder only. Front end. So all front end related React.js code will be saved here only. Okay. This is an infrastructure as a code where all your Terraform code and if you have any bash script or any Azure commands, all will be shared in this folder only. Okay, this is for dev and this is prod. Okay, so if you have any images or readme files or git ignore, you can kept in the base directory. Okay, let's see. So once npm create react app and my app, so this application will be creating. So it should be look like this. Okay, src public and package.json. Okay, yeah, this is the package.json where all the dependents and node modules will be storing here. Okay, yeah. So go to SRC. This is the main SRC, main entry point for your application, app.js, where all the code related to front end will be storing here. So if you want, you can split into multiple components or multiple pages, and after that you can import here. Okay, like I imported a CSS file, right? This is the CSS file. So I just imported like this. You can create the pages and components. Okay, you can import. Okay, we have env where I have slash API. So to communicate with the backend, this is the entry point for your backend. Okay, you need to mention the backend URL. Okay, so app.js. So this is the default for. So I have removed all the unnecessary files. So app.js. So where you need to write the code. So front end data will be all be saving here. So this will fetch your data and this will apply your yeah, let me explain the function. So we have one function and one multiple constraints. This is the apply leave constraint. This is the fetch constraint. So fetching all leaves constraint. So updating leave status constraint. This is UI. Okay. So front end buttons. Okay. This is the manager portal. Okay. So this is how you need to develop. So what they will do is simply they will go and use the apply page. So you need to enter the employee details and work for options, vacation options, and leave dates and reason and apply. So apply. This is the one component. So views my leaves. That is the one component. Two components we have in the employee portal. So here also we have two components. Search component. Another one is uh, approve or reject. That is the two components. Okay. Total four components we need to mention in the front end. Okay. So this is all about front end. So once you have created, we need to run this one npm run so that the front end page will be up and running. I have already showed from site one how to run this application. So front end is completed. Now come to back end. So once you have created that with the help of npm install and express.js, so this will be creating server.js and package.js. Okay. So server.js where all the backend functions you can write here only. Okay. Apply for apply, this will be doing. So approve leave, reject leave, get leaves from specific employee. So this is the code. This backend it will do just save your employee details and it will go to manager. So in the manager, the manager will just approve or reject it. This is the simple application, simple backend. Okay. This is what about backend. Okay. So now front end and backend is completed. So let's move to Ansible part. Okay. So now our code is ready. So we need to deploy this front end and back end in the servers, in the single servers. Okay. So for that purpose, we are using Ansible pipeline. Okay. So we have Ansible pipeline agent. So with the help of we have inventories, the help of a pipelines and roles. So single build artifacts will be deployed to multiple servers. Okay. So right now I have added three servers only, three virtual machines only. So if you want, you can add a n number of servers. Okay, one after one, it will be deploying your application. Okay, so this is the whole agenda of this application. Let's see how to do. So let's go to Ansible code. Yeah, this is the Ansible code. So where we have file directory is this one. This is the playbook.yml. So here we need to mention what things you need to deploy. So I am mentioning. So host, you need to select all hosts. So it will be treating it as a what are the hosts you have mentioned in the host.yml. That will be you need to take all. Okay, from playbook. Yeah, I will get side by side. Okay. After that, you need to mention what are the roles you are going to deploy. Okay. So common, the priority directory is this one. Common, front end, back end. Okay. So common role it will be installing Node.js, npm, and nginx. Okay. So front end. So these will we already built a front end in the pipeline. So this front end will be deploying your application and make a configuration changes and it will be up and running. Okay, same vice versa for backend role also. So this will be deploy and up and running, make configurations update and up and running. Okay. So in order to deploy in our servers, you need to require a common username. Okay, this is the common user, and this is the password for all servers. I have given a common password. So I am here. I just hard coded directly. So if you require, you can save this all variables in this part also, in the pipeline part also. In the we have answer. So we have a library right there also. You can update and here you can import. Okay. So like that also you can do. So currently I have configured like this. So Ansible playbook have a command. So Ansible, you need to pass the playbook name and you need to pass the host.yml so that it will pick the all the inventories, all the server details from host and so it will apply the what are the roles in playbook. This is the playbook we have. So it will go here and it will take the main.yml. So let's see the code. So let's see the common. So it will take backend, common and front end, right? You have first it will go to common. So it will go to common. Here we have tasks, only task folder and main.yml. So what this task will be do? So this will be a pre-request step where it will install all the required tools. Okay. So this task will be checking whether the node is installed or not. Okay. So this task will be install your Node.js if it is not presented. Okay. Okay. So this task will be show the Node.js version. If the Node.js is not presented, so this will be downloading and it will show the version. Okay. This is a condition task. These three are related tasks. Okay. So it will go to the server. It will check whether a Node.js is installed or not. If not installed, it will install. Then it will show the Node.js version. So this is the agenda of these three tasks. Okay. After completing the task, so now it's time to install a npm. Okay. So this task will be checked whether the npm is available or not. So once it is available, it will check it will show the npm version. Okay. So if it is not available, it will be downloading and installing that application. Okay. This is the agenda of these three tasks. So both are similar only, but so tasks are different. Here you are using Node.js, here you are using npm. Okay. So npm is a submodule of node.js. Okay, so npm will be helping to install required modules in front-end application and back-end application. Okay, so now node.js and npm is completed. Now come to nginx. So this task will be do the same. Okay, yeah, let's see. So this task will do whether it will check the version. If the version is available, it will be skipping the part and it will showing the which version it is having, and it will check the status of nginx. Okay, if the version is not available, it will be simply downloading and installing, and it will up the application will be up and running. Okay, it will start your application and it will show the status of the application. Okay, so this will enable your service and start the service. Okay, this will show the status of your service. Okay, so this will install your nginx service. Okay, this will check if the nginx version is available or not. If it is not available, it will be installing. Okay, this is the common task we need to apply before front end and back end. Okay, so once this role is deployed, so you can able to install node.js and npm on nginx. So with that we have completed common role. So go to playbook. Common is completed. Okay, so the sequence it will follow is first it will deploy to this corresponding server. Okay, so once it is deployed, now the same task will be deployed to this server. Okay, once that also service deployed, next it go to deploy this server. Okay, the sequence also I will show you. Go to pipelines. I already deployed before starting recording this one. I already tested this one, so you can check this one. Yeah, go here. So this is the dry run. So you know that dry run, right? So just testing the runs, exact runs. Okay, so once dry run is completed, actual one will be starts from here. Okay, this is the status of your task. Okay, so the real deployment will be starts from here. Okay, so first of all, before running, it will gather the required information from your server. Okay, so it will gather information with one server after one server. So see first this server, this second server, this third server. Okay, like vice versa. If you will check this will check the version of Node.js. First it will start with common. So this is the status of this Node.js. Okay, it is not available. It is available. Installing Node.js is not present. It is skipping. So Node.js is skipping. Why? Because it's already having. Okay. So message Node.js version install version 2.22.20. Okay. This is the message. Okay. This whole task idea is if Node.js is not presented, so it will be installing. Okay. If it is presented, it's just skipping the task on. It was throwing the Node.js version. Okay, so like this one after one server, one after one task will be deployed after one server after one. Okay, sequence is like one task, so one task go to three servers. Okay, like this the sequence is same for all tasks. Last that it will be showing what are the tasks installed, so what are unreached, which are failed, which are skipped, rescued and ignored. Okay, this is all about an Ansible roles. Okay, let's see the code of rest of the front end and back end also. Let's go to the code. So now come to front end. Okay. So here we have files and here we have task. Here we have only task. Here also we have only task. This is the file. Okay. This is the nginx file, default file. So where I'm just making changes for root directory of your front end. Okay, so this will be updating once the deployment is happened, and nginx will be update your nginx. Okay, this Ansible will update your nginx and it will be up and running. Okay, I will show the all of it. Okay, so in the CI pipeline, so that will be generating the artifacts. Okay, front end artifacts it will generate. Okay, So after that, Ansible come to front end, the front end role. So these are the tasks we have. So let's see the code. So first this one. So this will clean the front end old code. This will clear the old files existing in this specific part. Okay. So we are going to deploy our front end in this folder. So that you are first of all you are clearing old data. Okay. So after that, this command will be recreating your folder. Okay. So nginx folder will be creating. Okay. After that, this will be copying your artifacts to this corresponding directory. Okay, with the user, with the owner and group, the mode. Okay, that means in the CA pipeline we are already having a front end artifact, so that will be copy from source to destination. Okay, this is the source. So in your Ansible source, okay, you have Ansible pipeline agent, right? It will be downloading there. From there, uh, it will be copying and pasting this specific location, the server location. Okay, so once it is copied, so after that it will be copying nginx configuration also. Okay, so once the application is downloaded, it's time to make a configuration for nginx. Okay, so this will make a changes to see how this is the config.nginx. These are the changes. Okay, so in the here, so by enabling this command, it will be copying the nginx configuration to the desired target folder. Okay, after that we need to after that we are enabling the nginx sites. Okay, so this will test the nginx configuration and this will be reload, so that nginx will be up and running. Okay, so this is the task it will perform. Okay, front end it will be first of all it will download your artifacts, it will create your required folders, and it will download your artifacts, and after that it will download the nginx configurations. After that, make changes to corresponding file. That means you are enabling your nginx configurations. After that we are testing. After that we are reloading nginx, so that nginx will be up and running. Okay, so we'll see the task also. Come to front end. Let's take one. Yeah, cleaning old files. Okay, change. That means it is the task is performed. Okay, so recreating nginx root folder. That means that it is the new folder is created. Okay, in all servers. Okay, copying the build artifact. Okay, so it will be copying your front end artifacts, right? So it will copying nginx configuration. Okay, it is configured. It is enabling your nginx. Okay, it is done. Okay, testing your nginx. Okay, so it is changed. So reloading your nginx. Okay, it is changing. So it is changed. Okay, changed means it's already done. So enable means so it's already done, just verifying. Okay, so like this front end is deployed. Here you can see ATA, okay, change 9 is changed. So in this pipeline, change is nothing but what all the new configurations you have done, that will be treated as a change. So already old task already performed, that is okay. Okay, skipping means the task which are skipping, that is 3. Okay, in this specific server, so just verify task are 21, change task are 9, unchanged is unreached. I mean server is not reachable is 0, failed is 0, skip task are 3. Okay, so that's all about front end. So now come to back end. Okay, okay, here you can see. So it's just cross checking whether the corresponding directory is exited or not. Okay, so it will verify that one. Okay, so once it is exited, so then we need to upload. So we have backend artifact. So this will be deploying in a corresponding directory. Okay, we have backend. So we have already verified whether the directory is exist or not. Okay, if it is not existed, this will be creating a this folder. Okay, so after creating this, it is downloading your backend artifacts. Okay, this is the location. Okay, once it is downloaded, So after that, you need to extract that tar file. Okay, this is the location where artifact is extracted. Okay, so after extracted, so we need to install the backend dependencies. Okay, so it is just installing backend artifacts. Okay, backend dependencies. Okay, after that, with the help of a PM2, so Express.js application will be running. This is the command PM2 start server location and that PM2 application name backend env. Okay, so now the server is started. So that configuration will be saving here. Okay, with the help of this one, that configuration will be saving. Okay, these are the changes we need to do. The whole idea here is, let's come here. So we have infra pipeline. Infra pipeline will be deploying all the infrastructures. So we have Azure pipeline with the help of build and deploy pipelines. Build. So these will generate your front end and back end artifacts. Okay. So deploy pipeline. So deploy pipeline, it will download your artifacts, and with the help of Ansible, artifacts will be downloading and uploading to corresponding servers. Okay, with the help of a with the help of a Ansible roles and playbook. Okay, I think now you got the point. Yeah, this is all about Ansible, how the work is happening. So the Ansible, the main thing you need to remember is how to create your roles, how to write your roles, how to write the task, how to write the files. So how the files we have one task is there. Copy, build front end from pipeline network. Okay, this is the task where you need to pass extra variables. That means let's go to Ansible. So this you have two stages. One is build stage, one is deploy stage. The deploy stage. So this is the main command. So where you can see here. So Ansible playbook -i inventory. So we need to give the location of host. Okay. After that, we need to give the location of playbook. Okay. Pipeline.yml. After that, extra variables. So we need to require the front end variables, right? Front end path. So you have downloaded that build directory. So you need to require that build to upload to servers. Okay. This will help. I am exporting this as a environment variables. Okay, this will help uh, to identify the build path. Okay, to identify the build artifacts. So I am showing this. This is the front end location. Okay, so where it is downloaded. Okay, so I have given front end build directory. The you can go here, front end build directory. So it will check what it will, first of all it will be checking where is the location, where is you are having that one. So the pipeline dot work directory dot here we have. So okay, it will taking this file name and it will be deploying. Will This is the source. It will be treated as a source. So this is the destination where it is identifying that you need to copy source and destination so that your pipeline artifact will be deploying in your VM server. Okay. So like this, you need to take both front end and back end also. Back end also you need to take. Okay. So the like this, the both front end and back end will be deploying the corresponding servers one after one. Okay. Yeah. This is all about Ansible playbook and Ansible roles. Okay. Hope you can understand. Fourth, infrastructure as a code, Terraform. Okay. So first of all, we need to write the Terraform code. So we need to make as a standard. We need to arrange it as a project structure. After that, we need to configure the Terraform backend. So after that, we need to procure the service principal and we need to establish a service connection and we need to utilize in that pipeline. Okay. After that, we need to trigger the infra pipelines. Okay. After that, we need to verify. Okay. The process is same for all 10 projects. Okay. Let's see how to write the Terraform code. Okay. So I already told you the Terraform working directory is should be like this IAC folder, and should be a dev values should be in dev environment values should be a dev folder, prod should be a prod, and we have main.tf. Okay. So this is so for naming conversation purpose we are giving this one. Okay. So first of all we need to provision. So you can see. So first we need to create a resource group. After that we need to create a VNet, so virtual network. After that subnet and related resource group and network interface. All we need to create related VNet components. After that we need to create a virtual machine. Okay. This is the main agenda. So we need to create three virtual machines and all related components. Okay, let's see. So first we have created resource group. After that, we need to create a virtual machine. This is the virtual machine. Okay. After that, we need to create a subnet. This is the subnet. After that, we need to create a public IP. Okay. So this is the public IP. After that, we need to create a three public IPs. Okay. We need to deploy. We need to deploy, right, three. We need to deploy three virtual machines. Okay. So we require to create a one resource group and three different virtual machines. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, public IP. So this is the network interface for each virtual machine. Okay. So this is the main code of virtual machine. So in order to create a three virtual machines, we need to pass a count command. Okay. This will be it will be creating three virtual machines. Count equal to three. So based upon count, so it will be indentation. Okay. We need to pass as a index. Okay. First to pass a count one. So this will be creating one virtual machine with the same rest of the configuration is same. Okay. This will take the rest of the configurations. Okay. This will take a first network interface. Okay. It will be creating. So if you go to count 2, so the same it will be taking and it will be creating. Like this, it will be creating three virtual machines. Okay. And three network interfaces. And you are creating a network security group. Okay. For port 80 and port 22. So why should you need to open these means to interact with the Ansible, you need to open port 22. Okay. So after that, we have attached that network. We have attached that network security group to corresponding subnet. Okay. So we have all these things, right? Okay. You have created virtual three virtual missions and three public IPs. You have created a single resource group and we have created a single VNet and we have created a single subnet. Okay. All missions is deployed in VNet. Okay. So with the help of Ansible, so once you will get the public IPs, you need to deploy. Okay. So that is agenda of this code. This is the main.tf file. So we have a bash script. So this script will install all the pre-required packages, okay, pre-required tools, okay, like Python, curl, wget, and zipkit, okay. So Node.js, Node npm, okay. This will installing and updating, okay. This script to after installing the Nginx, so it will showing you which EM it is installed, okay. So in that dev, you need to configure you need to pass your details, okay. So this is a project environment, all things you need to give like this. Okay. Like this you need to create. For dev is dev, for prod is prod. So let's see how to deploy. Yeah. Once your Terraform code is, we need to deploy this Terraform code. Okay, let's go to CI/CD pipeline with Azure pipelines. Okay, we need to write all your Azure pipelines. The pipelines are YAML based pipelines only. So we have four type of pipelines, infra pipeline. So this will help us to provision your infra resources using Terraform task. Okay, and we have CD pipeline and CI pipeline and CD pipeline. So CD pipeline, CI pipeline, these will build and publish the artifacts. Okay, so CD pipelines. Okay, so these will download and deploy the artifacts to the corresponding VM server using Ansible playbooks and roles. Okay, so cleanup pipelines. So these will delete all the resources. Okay, let's go by one after one. Okay, let's go to infra pipeline. So let's open our infra pipeline. So this is the Azure pipeline. So this is the infra pipeline, this is the cleanup pipeline, and this is the Ansible pipeline. So this is the build pipeline and deploy pipeline. So I have created for so different purpose. Why? Because to deploy the help of Ansible, there is a two approaches is there. Okay. So you have for that purpose you require a static inventory, dynamic inventory. Okay. Still now you have see that. So here first we have. So these are static inventory. That means I have updated all the inventories. Okay. So we have one more approach, that is dynamic inventory. Okay. So dynamic inventory means so Ansible only procure all the IP address of virtual machines and that will be deployed. Okay. So Ansible will be deployed. Okay. So yeah, here you can see. Okay. So Ansible playbook -i inventory site.yml. Okay. So this is a file. This will help us to deploy our playbooks. Okay. So actually the site.yml, so this will help to procure all the IP addresses of your virtual machines. Okay. So this is a very huge task. So this command won't work successfully if you have dynamic inventory. Okay. So this will be failing. So that I have just created, I tested, but that is not, that is failing. So I just I didn't use these pipelines, but you keep this one with you and for your reference purpose. Okay, this is pipeline where you can build your application and generate the artifacts and you need to publish. Okay, this is the deploy pipeline where you download and so after that you need to deploy with the help of Ansible. Okay, so this is the command. So this won't work out. Okay, let's move to Ansible.yml. Let's see this code. So I have splitting into two stages. One is build stage, another one is deploy stage. Okay. So when a change is detected in frontend or backend or Ansible, so this pipeline will be triggering. Okay. So we have Azure pipeline. This is the stage one. So build stage. This is the deploy stage. Okay, let's come to build stage. So this build stage, it will have a Node.js tool installation. After that, this will be helping to install your dependent artifacts. Okay, npm install, npm run build. Okay, so this will generate the artifacts. Okay, so this will generate your artifacts. This is publishing your artifacts. Okay, so you have a generated files in slash build folder. So this will be publishing your front end application. Okay, in the pipeline. Okay. So this is the CD pipeline. So it will install all the required dependencies and this will be generating the artifacts. Okay. This will be tarring and this will be make that tar file as a publishing build artifacts. That means so first of all it will install all the dependent packages. After that it will be zipping your, it will be tarring, I mean archiving your folder. Okay. So this command will be publishing your build artifact. Okay, you have generated this one, right? So that will be generating as a artifact. Okay, so with this step we will get a front end and with this step we will have a back end. Okay, both applications are build artifacts. Okay, so now we need to deploy these build artifacts. Okay, with the help of a Ansible. Okay, so we have a deploy stage. With the help of a deploy stage, you will be deploying. Okay. So this command help us to download your generated artifacts. Okay. This is the build app. This is the front end build app. Okay. These two folders will be these two artifacts will be downloaded from pipeline. Okay. We have already published. So it will help us to download here. Okay. Once it is downloaded, so you are ready to move to deploy with Ansible. Okay. So first of all, we need to log into Azure. Okay. So you are log into Azure with the help of all credentials. Okay. We have a service principal. So that means, so in order to communicate with your Azure pipeline to Azure portal, so we have established the connection, service connection. So this command help us to integrate, communicate with Azure. Okay. Okay, after that, so we just checking. Okay, this is like just pinging whether all the inventory files are working or not. Okay, whether it is able to reach or not. Okay, this command will help us to do that one. Yeah. So pinging all hosts. So you can check this one. This will pinging all hosts. Okay. So success. That means so your pipeline will be able to reach to your corresponding inventory server. Okay. Success, success, success. Okay. Also is reaching. Okay. This is the some record that it will be showing some message. So this is the dry run. That means test run. So it will check. It is a pre-check. This is like a pre-check, but it is not a actual implementation. You can check the status here. Okay. After that, this is the dry run. You can check the all tasks. Yeah, this is the dry run. Okay. So here you are throwing some message. This front-end build directory is undefined. Okay, of course, this is since it is a dry run, I didn't mention. Okay. From here, the actual run will be starting deploying in all hosts. Okay. This is the yeah. So gathering the facts, gathering all the information about that your server. After that, it will be implementing one after one task. We have three roles, right? So command role, front end role, and the back end role. Okay. So same task will be deployed in three servers. Okay. I already shown you. Okay. This command helps you. After that, this command helps you to deploy your artifacts to servers. Ansible, Playbook. So this is the inventory file. Okay. This is the playbook file. Okay. So these are the extra variables. Okay, that means front end build directory and back end build directory. Okay. So it will take front end and build directory and it will go to first host and after the playbook. So this is the playbook. Okay, this will go to these all the variables. So you need to pass Ansible user, how to communicate with users, all servers. You have created a separate user for Ansible communication and Azure user. You have password and the connection is SSH. So Python interpretation is you need to use. So Ansible became true and it will be all the resources will be deployed with the help of a sudo only. Okay. So after that, in the host, you need to add all the existing hosts. Okay. So these will take a Azure host and implement these all roles. Okay. With the help of a sudo. Okay. So you need to pass all the passwords of each individual server. Okay. Or else you can make these environment variables as a library, pipeline library. So where you can protect all these details. Okay. Or else you can establish as a service connection. Okay. I already told you how to authenticate the specific server. Okay. In the earlier project, we already done that one. So go to service principles. So we added a service connection. We have added a multiple these are all our servers. So in the earlier project, I showed you right, prod dev, how to authenticate and how to deploy. So like this, you need to authenticate, and here you just you just mention the server connection name, or else you can mention here itself. And similarly, you need to import that one instead of hyphen I. So you just give the hyphen server name. Okay, service connection name or server name you can give here. So like this, the corresponding task will be deploying the specific servers only. Okay, like this, all tasks will be deploying. Okay, so let's go to how to trigger these pipelines. So infra pipeline. So if you create the infra pipeline, so it will be deploying all the servers, all three virtual machines in a resource group. Okay. So this will create all the virtual machines. Okay. Once the infra pipeline is completed, so now it's time to deploy your Ansible code, your application code. Okay. So we have build pipeline, you have deploy pipeline. So sorry, build stage, you have deploy stage. So you can see, so this will generate the artifacts and this will publishing your artifacts. Okay, this will build your backend artifacts. This will publishing your backend artifacts. Okay, yeah, this is the build task. Let's come to deploy task. So that artifacts will be downloading with the help of these two tasks. After that, now come to Ansible deployment. the help of this one, so Ansible task will be started performing. You have roles, you have playbooks, all it will be performing. Okay, like this you need to create and you need to rename your pipelines so that the application will be building and deploying. Okay, do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can ping me in the WhatsApp. Yeah, so once the infra pipeline is completed, so we need to cross check all the resources and we have deployed a front end application to virtual machine and we need to make a end-to-end testing. So you can see, go to the resources, resource group, so you can cross check all the things. So virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3, and you have three IP addresses. Okay, so just copy the IP addresses of each. Let's close this one. Let's copy the IP addresses of all servers. Copy, paste. So let's go to again there. Now copy 01, copy, paste. Now come to 2, to copy, you need to paste. Yeah. So three applications are up and running. So let's make some change to our application and test how the application is how the changes are reflecting. Okay. So let's go to front end. Let's add some code of that JS. So I will change the name of the application. So here you can see info HR, right? So I change this name and you can observe that one. Total one. Okay, now info ECH dash sys, infotech sys. Okay, save. So I saved that one. And the name, commit, sync. Okay, so let's wait for pipeline to trigger. So here you have info HR only. Then now that name should be changing. So let's wait for app deploy. See, the pipeline is triggered. So go here, go here. To check the logs of this pipeline. This will take some time. So this is building. So this will take some time to reflect. Okay. Like this, you can deploy your application in n number of servers. Okay. So since I am deploying in 3 servers, so if you want, you can deploy in n number of servers. Okay. So before that, make sure you should be so that all servers will be authenticated with your Ansible server. Okay, so Ansible controller. So now I'm using a pipeline virtual machine only. So I established a separate type of authentication. So you should be little cautious about this one. This approach should be vary from project to project and company to company. Okay, you can see the pipeline. So the pipeline is completed. Yeah, this is the build part. This will generate the artifact. Yeah, you guys see. So this will generate the artifacts. This will publish your artifact. This is the artifacts. Now come to backend. So now backend will build is completed. Come to publish. So this is publishing. Okay. So now come to deploy. So artifacts is front end is downloaded. Okay, backend is downloaded. The pipeline server, Ansible server. Now it's time to authenticate and run the Ansible. Okay, authentication is completed. These help us to authenticate with the help of a service connection. Okay, so this help us to authenticate with local server. Okay, so we need to authenticate with Azure pipeline. After that, we need to authenticate with Ansible. Okay, that is, so let's starting pinging the all host. Okay, success. All hosts are ready to connect. Okay, so checking the dry run. Okay, this is the pre-request. Okay, so where all tasks will be performed like this. So it is showing that this will be failing. Why? Because I didn't pass the original build files. It is just a skip testing only for dry run. It is just testing only. So the actual implementation will be start from here, deploying in all hosts. Okay, yeah, you can check the logs. Yeah, you can see. So npm installation is completed. Nginx install. So Nginx install and it is up and running. So now front end is started. So we need to observe all the tasks. So this copy task will be take some time. So why? Because so it is this is copying your source to desired server, right? So this will be taking some time. In some projects, they will use a separate Ansible controller. Okay, Ansible, there is a separate concept called Ansible Tower, where you can deploy all your package to multiple servers. Okay, so they will follow, they will build their application and publish to some server like Nexus or S3 or somewhere. So where they will store all the application artifacts with the Ansible tower. So they will pass the all the required key values and they are already configured the servers. The help of Ansible towers, they will be deployed. Okay. So they have a separate dashboard for that. Yeah. The copying is completed. So it is recreating Nginx folder. So copying the build artifact to separate location. So it is copying the Nginx configuration from my source to destination. After that, this will be enabled. So once it is deployed, so the name should be changed. Okay. So this task will perform lot of time. So since I'm using my own pipeline agent, right? If you use the Ansible tower means, so it will deploy very quickly. Yeah. So task is completed. So check the logs of the pipeline. Yeah, all tasks are performed. So just cross verify. Yeah. So Node.js is installed and npm is installed. NPS version. Nginx is installed. Nginx is up and running. So front end is creating the files, creating the folder. So after that it is copying. After that Nginx enabling your new default available sites. After that backend is creating the directory. After that it is untarring your unzipping your archived file. After that it is installing the backend folders. After that this Express.js application is started with the help of a PM2. Okay. So now the service is upgraded. Now the pipeline is completed. So now go to server and verify. So we have changed this name, right? Okay. Let's go to one server and refresh this page. So here we go. Infotext is okay. The name is changed. Okay. So this confirm that our change is reflecting in the server. That means pipeline is trigger and Ansible is deploying your changes to the corresponding servers. Okay. Like that, you need to check all the servers. Yeah. So server 2 is also working. Server 3. So server 3 also working. Okay. So with this we have confirmed that the application is deployed as per expectation. Okay. So end-to-end testing of portal in the browser. Okay. So we already tested, we made a change in the locally and we are deployed with the help of Azure pipelines. And we have confirmed all the users are created. And the front end and back end application is deployed. Okay. Let's make some changes. Can test this one. I'm on the vacation or sick leave. Let's make a vacation for the next week to start the on festival leave apply. So leave applied. Okay, clear this one. You else fill the employee ID. Okay, my name is Prasanna. Okay, okay. You go to manager. So already some default one is there. So employee name is this on specific date. Okay, so approve. Okay, once you approve, go here. So here it is. You can see view. You can click this one, Shiva. Click Shiva. Enter. You don't know use with this specific employee ID. Okay. Now change this one. Go to my name. Yeah. Here you see this is the list. This is the approved one. Okay. This is how you need to test. Okay. End-to-end testing. Okay. So now we need to clean up the pipeline. Okay. Let's go here to create a cleanup pipeline so that all servers will be deleting. Go to cleanup pipeline. This will take some time. Yeah, all the resources are deleting. Go here, RG, and just observe the status of deletion. Yeah, so one VM is deleted. Yeah, VMs are deleted. So like that, you need to delete all the resources. So this will be deleting one after one. Okay, with this we have completed all the implementation. So we have created all the front end and back end. We have created Ansible and we have deployed the help of pipeline. We have done end-to-end testing. Okay. So let's quickly ramp up. So what we have learned? We have learned how to create a front-end and back-end application. We have written a Terraform script. So we have created a Azure pipelines. We have learned the Azure services, and we have created a Ansible playbooks and Ansible roles, and we have deployed with the help of a Ansible pipelines. Okay. Okay. With this, we have completed our project. Okay. Thank you. So till now, we have completed 8 projects. So next, last 2 projects we have. Let's see.